Happy Halloween! Woo! Yay! So hopefully this should air on Halloween, or if you're getting it afterwards, happy late Halloween. I'm Doodle Robot, and this is October's finished pages. So I am sitting on the floor again with a pile of 15 books next to me. 15, woo! That's like a record for me. 20 pages are colored, so yay! It's awesome. All right, so let's get started. Up first, we have seasons. I've not colored in this book, but this is the group that I have, Hannah Carlson group that I have. We are doing, just to let everybody know, maybe if I can find it here, we're doing this one for November. So that's a November page. The other group I have is the fairy tale group. And we did this one this month. So some people are all off kilter with that. Yeah, so that's for November. In case you want to join, everybody is welcome. All right, let's get started. And these are in order that I happen to finish them. I just piled them up in the corner of the room, and then when I was labeling them so I could tell you what's on them, refreshing my memory, so now they're in the order that I finished them, so we're just going to keep them that way, I guess. It seems fine to me. So this is Joanna Basford's Magical Jungle. I love this book. This book is so good. We've got finally finished the double page spread that I started in March. Let's get you centered here. Wow, that's a big book. Okay. I did a test with a different book. Yeah, super bright, super cool. I don't think there's anything shiny on this page. It is mostly Prismacolor. The background is Prismacolor. That was kind of a stemming episode. Works very well. Some of the flowers are based with either Mei-Liang watercolor or water-based markers. Some are not. There's all kinds of acrylic paint markers on there. Ahuhu, Posca, and some I think of my new Arctics acrylic markers. I did a whole product review on those. So those are there. Could be a gel pen or two, possibly. Although not likely. Oh, the leaves are actually, they're based in watercolor, and then they are done with water-based markers. Strictly water-based markers. No, by that time I was so sick of Prismacolor on this paper that I couldn't do it anymore. I saved the leaves for last. So yeah, I really like the brightness of it. Yeah, but that was a labor of love, because mostly Prismacolor. It's going to take a really long time. Let me make sure I said everything here on my list. Oh, I did use a little bit of Supra watercolor or pencils as a base on this flower, and that flower I think I abandoned that. Oh, there's even, this has the kitchen sink thrown at it. There's even a little bit of ink tints on there, but I didn't like the way it turned out. Mostly I just colored over it with Prismacolor. So yeah, there were some accidents that I had to fix here and there, which made it take even longer. But yeah, in the end, I'm pretty pleased with it. So that was Magical Jungle by Joanna Basford. Up next, we have Art with Edge Sugar Skulls. I don't think this one lists an illustrator. They're probably just illustrators that work for Crayola. No, I don't see anything. Nope, I don't see anything. And okay, I guess I did the last page. This is part of my Halloween pages. Normally I always aim for one in the season. Like if it's mermaid, I try to do one mermaid picture. But I did quite a few Halloween pictures. probably that being my favorite thing, but my goal is always one. So here we have Nacho Skull Guy. This book is awesome, by the way. This has some really awesome pictures in it. I think I did there's a lava lamp. There's there's an alien ship, skull ship. There's one little like sushi kind of page too. I love this page. Is there a food month? There should be a food month. Anyways, speaking of food, I did food. So he's got his nacho Mexican hat on. I just want to yell tequila when I see this page for some reason. There is no alcohol in there, and I don't necessarily condone drinking or not drinking. I don't care what you do, but you do as you wish. So a lot of it is based in alcohol marker. You can see what was based in alcohol marker there. The background is Prismacolor. There's a little bit of shiny gel pen on there. Pentel dual metallic hybrids. And water-based acrylic-based markers, gel pens. Yep, I think I said everything. Super cool. And those are the, so I don't know if you have this not in the Southwest of the US. There's chips that come in tricolor, so there's like blue, red, and yellow corn. I like those chips. But I haven't seen them where I live now. But that was the inspiration for my nachos. It was that bag of tricolored corn chips, which I love. Any kind of corn chips. I'm really proud of the skull. Now, I blended that with alcohol. I did that blend with alcohol markers. I think there were 3 or 4. I was trying really hard to get a smooth blend with the alcohol markers. I'm very proud of that. And I gave him braces. I don't know what that was running across his teeth, but now it's kind of like blingy braces. Has to have his teeth straightened. Okay. Moving on. We've got my black and white book, which I have every month. So this month, I was out of my glaze pen, so I couldn't use my glaze pen, and I just did the square, but I just took a lot of it away. I liked this shape, so that's the shape I went with. I'm doing this is kind of a project thing I'm doing with Carrie Kay. She's got a black and white book going too, in the most awesome book, but she has way more pages in her book. I don't know, it's gonna take her a while. I counted though, and this particular one is alcohol marker and my usual Micron or Le Pen fine liners as well, but I've kind of switched to doing the big backgrounds with big alcohol marker, although it ran out of ink, so I don't know. Maybe I'll go back to some of these I did with paint, so maybe I'll go back to that. But I just counted. I have 27 left, so I think if from now until the end of next year, 2025, I do 2 every month, I'll be done by the end of next year. So I think I'm going to up it to 2 per month. It was a 4-year project, so now it will be like a 3-year project. So you'll see that. This is Amazing Patterns and Doodle by Joseph Raby. All right. In Daydreams, this was for the group color that I have, but we started that in January. I just finished this particular page late. Finished it late, but I finally finished it. I like how it came out very much, but there were so many problems with this page. I discussed this in my last finished pages videos about fur. Like, doing the flecking with colored pencil really hurts my wrist for some reason. I don't know, it's a big problem. So I thought I would solve that problem by doing it with acrylic paint markers. So I based the cat in just Crayola Colors of the World water-based markers, and then I was doing it on top, and it's okay. I mean, it came out all right. It's fine. I can live with it, I guess. But then I set that aside because I just didn't like doing that either. His head, it's a she. Um, Her head was naked for the longest time, and when I went back to finish this, I actually dragged it out because I was doing some experiments with my new Arctic paint markers, which there's a whole video on that. I think I just said that earlier. I thought I ruined it with those because I put this green here. And then I was like, oh my gosh, so I'm just going to throw every bright color I have at it and call it a day. But when I went back to finish the head of the cat, I had actually run out of the marker I was using. So, but I think I disguised it pretty well. What do you think? I don't think you can tell. I'm pretty proud of that. Okay, so problems. Yeah, there were problems, like things I messed up and had to cover up. I can't remember. It just seemed like lots of problems. But in the end, I really, really like it. I like how the bright colors work together. So sometimes that happens. Sometimes you get a win out of, like, things that go wrong. Yeah. All right. That was Hannah Carlson. And this, sorry, I didn't say what I used. The background is Graphitent, and actually into the ground area. The foreground is Graphitent also. A little bit of the dirt. This has everything but the kitchen sink at it. It's got prismas. It's got most things were based in water-based markers. Some things are based in diverse B gel crayons, jelly rolls, prismas. I think I said everything. So yeah, everything is thrown at that page. I don't think there's anything shiny, but all right. On to Keep Calm and Color Tranquil Trees. This was a pretty basic page. I altered it a bit. I drew this line around the tree so I would have something to color in. And mostly this was kind of a stimming page for me. I wanted to color that little background. You know, sometimes when I'm overwhelmed, overstimulated, or understimulated, whatever the case may be, yeah, I do that. I thoroughly enjoyed this page, though. There's a kind of a full color along with this on my shorts, so it's very fast. The background is apple barrel matte acrylic paints. Everything else is pretty much Prismacolor. This little windy line, because it seems like the tree is bent over. It seems like it should be a windy day, so kind of those Van Gogh windy line things. Those are my new Arctic paint markers. And then I did some sort of dots on the tree branch. They were there, I just covered them. Some sort of acrylic paint marker, I think. But yeah, simple but effective. Oh, this one, in this book, they have like this, the pages don't match up very well. So I did myself a favor and just did like a little black border around everything, so I didn't have to like try to figure out how to connect things and stuff. So I'll probably do that on every page of this book because they don't match up too well. Like there's a big gap. So, and actually, now that I think about it, let's get Joanna Basford back out here. The Joanna Basford book, Magical Jungle, in this one, you'll notice the pattern goes right off the page. You can see leaves and flowers go right off the page. But in the middle was like this big blank space. So I did actually draw flowers and leaves to fill that up so it looked more natural rather than a weird big blank space down there. In case you were wondering. I know you were. All right, moving on. We've got a buddy color with Poet Spice. It's my first coloring page in Cute and Creepy. Thank you, Poet, for doing this with me. I have yet to see hers as of the filming of this video. When I asked her like a week ago, I don't think she was done yet, so no rush. This style, like, I can't, every time I open this book, I'm like, I don't know how to color this fuzzy stuff. It's all fuzzy and scratchy, and so So Poet helped me out of my like quandary of what to do. So it was just a big, okay, I'm just gonna go for it because I'm like stressed and I have a buddy color, so I'm just gonna throw stuff at the page. The background is, and there is some, you can see the shine there. It's Gansai Tambi granulating watercolors with some Gansai Tambi, those opal colors thrown in there. You can see that shiny there. There's also whatever color palette I started with, and then I just randomly picked this color to do the hat and her outfit there. There was a little bit of that color in there, but not enough, so then I took some watercolors, Mei Liang, and just put more of that green-blue color in there to kind of pull the background into the foreground. The hat is done with Prismacolors. There's a little bit of gel pen on some of the details of the hat. The hair is, I want to say, it's water-based markers. Or at some point I stopped doing neat coloring and I went with like the scribbly nature of the artist that drew the thing. Actually, no, I think it's acrylic paint markers. All different kinds of acrylic paint markers. Millions of colors of acrylic paint markers and gel pens on the hair there. Even some shiny stuff. And the bees, I love my fuzzy little bees. This is Bewitch, not to be confused with Bewitched. That's a TV show. Some of you will remember it. The fuzzy little bees, I like them. I just they were very scribbly. I couldn't figure out how to color in them, so I just did like little flecks with acrylic paint markers as well. And their wings are just shiny jelly roll of some kind, I think. Although the drawing here perplexed me greatly. Like 3 of these little bees, like, okay, I understand the perspective here. We're probably not going to see that bee's eye. But these bees didn't have eyes, and they're like looking straight at us almost. So I gave them little eye patches because they were missing their eye. So we wanted them to be modest and covered up their little hole. Okay, I don't know. Anyways, the whatever these little flying things are around here, that's in water-based marker just on top of the background there. So yeah, I thought that this was going to take a long time, and then I did it like in a day or day and a half. It just went really fast once I started scratching things on there. I rather like how the hair came out though. It was kind of fun to do too. All right, that's Cute and Creepy by Camilla D'Erico. Up next we have Mulgani. This is by Emma Hollingsworth. This is a First Nations coloring book out of Australia. I love this book. This is so fun. I love working in this. And so for this one, I did this page. It's kind of in the, there was a section. Oh, never mind. I don't know what section it's in. It's in the animal section, but I don't think this has anything to do with animals. So I really saw this as black and white, and that's what kind of informed the whole book. I just wanted the strip to be the focal point, but the most things are based in watercolor, like Mei Liang watercolors, the ones I have. I think the little gray sections here are based in Graphitent watercolor, and then on top is just gel pen, paint marker, whatever will go on top, a mixture of things. So there was this weird little thing in this area here, so I thought it needed to be accentuated because, I don't know, it didn't match anything else in the thing, so maybe that's important for something. So I accentuated that little bit. There's a little bit of shiny gel pen or paint marker on there. If I turn it just right, you can see it. All right, so that is from Mulgani. Boy, okay, this is the other group I have. We haven't picked, let's see, the next time we work in this book will be December. We've not picked a page yet. We will do so after everybody unveils them tomorrow, which will be the 31st. Okay, my foot's going numb. I have to move a little bit. All right, so this is Fairy Tales and Folklore by Emily Liedhall Oberg. Not super pleased with this page, but I will show it to you anyways. Okay, so there we go. It's a sleeping dragon at night. Now, I first did the background in White Nights Granulating Watercolor, and I didn't like it. So then I did a coat of something on top, I didn't like it. Then I did a coat of more granulating watercolor on top, I didn't like it. And then I finally just sponge painted it with some of my new Van Gogh watercolors. I just put out a video about those way after I got them, but I just sponge painted that on there, and then I finally liked the night sky. And I like my dragon. I just don't like the buildings, I guess. Even though I picked colors that were in the sky, I don't know. I didn't like them, so what I usually do if I'm not liking something, I just outline it with a contrasting color. You'll see like everything this month was like outlined in contrasting colors. I don't know. I was on a roll with that. It's mostly Prismacolor, gel pens, water-based marker. Down here on the cliff thing, I used my polychromos. I know, I used them. I thought they worked really nicely on this page. Pretty effortless, I would say. Pretty equivalent to how the Prismacolor worked. Like they were equally easy or difficult, whatever word you want to use. They were pretty equal when using them on this paper. Everything I used them on was based, so having said that, sometimes that makes a difference on if they're easier or harder to use. So we'll just end with that, I guess. It's okay. I really want to do this page. I like the fish. Okay, that was Fairy Tales and Folklore. Well, you better put your sunglasses on for this one. All right, this is Coloring the 60s. Retro, Relax and Rewind. I don't even know what that says. Maybe that's what that says. And this is a Bendon book. I have like the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, I think. I got a pack of something like that. I think Bendon usually sells out of like dollar stores and stuff. I don't really know. I just got these off Amazon, but I did this one. This is bright. So I didn't like it the whole time I was working at it, but on the end, I feel like it came out okay. The background is my new Arctics acrylic markers. You shake them, but you don't have to pump them. They have like a foam tip. They're lovely. They work great. On top of that, I drew on the checkerboard. That wasn't there. I felt it needed it. I'm obsessed with checkerboards. And that was just with, I don't know, Micron or Le Pen, something like that. The design is colored, just block colored in Prismacolor. This page I did it was a tester page for I did a review for the Arctics pins, and it was a tester page to see how far they would go. I did 2 coats of that, and I still have some of that blue. It was all blue. I still have some blue left, so, I mean, it did a whole page, so that's pretty darn good, I would say. I didn't really like this much until I put the pink outline around everything, and that just kind of makes it like vibrate off the background a little bit. So I really like this book. I want to do that page so badly. Maybe this month. We'll see. And so, yeah, I think I said everything. It's outlined in, I don't know, gel pen or acrylic paint marker. Did I write it down here? It's outlined in Jelly Roll. Okay. There we go. Moving on. I wanted to do a couple of Carla books. So some more Halloween books. This is Wee Wickets by Carla Magana. My first page in this book. And this was an experiment. If you notice the background there, it's like grungy and dirty. Yeah, I was doing an experiment that went awry right away. And so I had a dirty brush. So then I had to like dry. It didn't work. The experiment didn't work, so I'm not going to tell you what it is. But so then because the brush was dirty, I had to dry brush the rest of it so it actually matched. But I do kind of like that little bit of texture in the background. Because sometimes a white page is like so white to me that I don't like often have them. But that helped, and I'm like, yeah, I could leave it white. Now, I added the triangle and I added these like details here just to kind of, I don't know, pull the composition all together. But yeah, like creepy little cupcakes. These are based on real sour gummy worm things that I've never eaten. I don't know, but I googled that. That's what they look like. I saw something super cute where they did this Halloween thing where the gummy worms are in like a dirt. It looks like they're in dirt, but it's like chocolate cake or something, pudding. I don't know what, but it really looked like dirt on the inspiration photo that I had for that one. There were no inspiration photos for these. I just had to kind of wing it, but again, I was just like outlining stuff like crazy on this page, and I pretty much did that on every page I did this month. So I really like how that came out. I really like how the eyeballs came out, and this frosting on the cake there. Okay, and it's based in alcohol marker, mostly alcohol marker. Then on top there's just acrylic paint markers, jelly rolls, the usual things you would put on a page like this. Oh, black glaze pen for the dots. There were a few dots. I added a whole bunch more because, you know, dots. Gotta have lots of dots. Alright, and my other Carla Magana book. I'm not as crazy about this page, but we'll show it anyways. This is Eerie Patisserie, so spooky pastries, I guess. This is the Dreadlock Girl. I do like, I don't know, it's okay, I guess, I don't know. It is what it is. It's mostly alcohol marker with gel pen and acrylic paint pens on top. I do like what I did here. I have, like, in the beads and the skulls, I have two different sheens of gold. So I've got like a, I don't know, either, I think it's a Signo gel pen gold, and then a dollar store, which is less shiny, and then silver and white. I like that effect. I'm going to use that again. There's a little bit of black glaze on there. It's okay. I probably should have stuck with like a more unified color scheme on her dreadlocks, but I don't know. It's fine the way it is. I'm not changing it. Alright. Up next we have Amazing Patterns. I was working on some hard things, I think, and I needed to rest my brain, so I get out a pattern book when I need to do that, or a mandala book, something like that. This is by Coloring Book Kim. This book is awesome too, by the way. And I did this one, which again, I don't know, it's okay, I guess. I was trying to actually pick colors. The color scheme is based on like the least used colors in my alcohol marker set, in an ancient alcohol marker set I have. I'm like, well, all the other colors are running out and these have like never been used. So that's how I could pick my color scheme. However, this green color, when I tested it, it's not the green color that I did it in. It was a different color. You can see it's more an olive color. I tested it on like some printer paper and it looked fine in the scheme of things, but when I put it on this particular paper, it didn't look good. So I went over that with acrylic paint marker. And then I outlined everything in gold gel pen, Signo gold gel pen. So I thought unified it a little bit, but not my favorite one in here. The other two I liked a lot better. But, you know, you win some, you lose some. Some are better, some are not. I have a buddy color next month in this book with, I can't remember who. It's not Kiara, that's something else. It's, I don't know. I wrote it down. Oh, I wrote it down. I can look it up. Here we go. Somewhere. I know where I wrote it down. It is with, oh, Crafty Chemist. I should have known. Happy. Hopefully I said that right. So I'm looking forward to that. That'll be exciting. She picked out a really cool color scheme for us, so fun to look forward to. And we have, I just got this book this month. We have Shooting Star by Maria Trolley. And I challenged myself on this one because I really wanted to fit one in this month, but it couldn't be very big because there were a lot of other things going on. So I just challenged myself to use water-based markers, no pencil basically. So there's water-based markers, there's gel pens, and acrylic paint markers. The background is water-based marker, and most of the plants are then based in water-based marker because that was easiest to do. And then just lots of outlining and mark making with whatever I had, acrylic markers, gel pens. The moon is my art philosophy metallic watercolors, and then the dots are my collegiate metallic watercolor paints as well. Not markers, those are both paints. So I do like kind of how the moon, I like that color. I mixed it. That was a special mix. So yeah, I'm really pleased. There was no bleed through, so the paper's good. There's a little bit of ghosting if you hold it just right against the light, but yeah, quick, easy little piece. I like this book a lot. I think I would like to do another one in this right away, although I have two of her books that I've not done anything in, so maybe I have to spread the love a little. Alright, so that is Maria Trolley. My Inktober project is World of Flowers by Joanna Basford. So I started this one, well, I came up with the idea, which I totally changed, in the year 2022. Now, if you recall, I said there was a neurographic design in the background. So this little band was done by Joanna Basford. I altered the page. I drew these flowers on. I just drew them on myself. All the rest is designed with stencils. And I like how it came out. I really like it. I'm very pleased with it. I was just going to, I don't know, a lot of you, hardly anybody watched my watercolor video that posted just before this one. But I have this new Van Gogh watercolor. It's called Azomathine Green Yellow, I think. That's this color here. So I did watercolor back there on the Joanna Basford part because I love this color. I'm going to have to find lots of places to use this color. So I love that new color of watercolor. And then I just outlined everything with a jelly roll. And I was going to leave it just those two colors and just the band, but I couldn't like stop. I had to keep coloring things. So, but I was trying not to color too much. I also used a contrasting, like this is kind of a dark maroon red jelly roll, and then another jelly roll that was pink. I kept adding things. So we've got water-based markers, kind of black fine liners, black Illustrator fine liners, water-based markers, and jelly rolls, and then the watercolor there. So yeah, first I had to do the checkerboard, and then I had to do the dots, and then I had to do like these little electrical things, and then like I'm like, I gotta stop. At some point I gotta stop. I wasn't gonna color anything, but then I just started coloring stuff. But I found a good place to stop, and I think I really like how it came out. I'm very pleased with the idea here. There's nothing neurographic on there. I totally erased that. Yeah, so there was a lot of redoing and things, but yeah, I liked how the just designing with stencils came out. Sometimes I'm lazy about drawing. Sometimes I draw my own things, but sometimes I just use a stencil because it's so easy. Yeah, so pretty pleased with that one. And I started that in 22. Of course, in 2022, all I had was the flowers drawn on there, and that was it. So a long time whip, sort of. Nothing was colored in it, but that's how it goes sometimes. This was a long time whip as well. It was started this year, but and I actually started it because I have a lot of ones colored in this book. I like this Dracula book. This is Dracula, and it's done by Shelley Carroll. She now does some work for Mythographic and Mythagoria. But this is the one I did this time, and I started this one because I had tons of this paint. Tons and tons of White Nights granulating watercolor left over from something else I was doing. I mixed way too much. And then, of course, I didn't have enough to finish the background, so I just went and plastered the whole page with that watercolor that I had left over. And then I had to figure out what to do on top. So I don't want to waste my watercolor, so I will often do that. I'll use it somewhere. I'll just find a background as quickly as I can before it dries out and finish it. So I first did these. These crosses are done with just a micron fine liner. And then I thought these were coins because me being a heathen, I wouldn't know these things, but these are actually communion wafers. I actually know what they are. And there was research into like, what do communion wafers look like? And that's pretty much what they look like. Of course, there's a bit of artistic license because I think they're just like a plain off-white color, but I couldn't do that. So I had to like doll them up a bit there. But yeah, some people get like all fancy with their communion wafers if they make them themselves. And so they have like those kinds of designs in them. So I added those designs. Now I painted them because I had to paint over the purple that I just laid over everything. I painted them with Apple Barrel Antique White because that is very opaque. So it was done. And then I based this red cross in, I just used water-based marker. For both these crosses I used water-based marker. And then on the red cross, I went around the black lines. It's like supposed to be like filigree with Pentel Dual Metallic Hybrid. On this one, I think I used like Silver Signo, but this one was hard because I couldn't see the lines once I put the dark purple over it. So I kind of had to wing it. But I mean, it's close enough. I'm not crazy about the flames on the side. I was going to do them purple, and then I changed my mind. The whole time I was doing the flames, I was fighting with I was using my Ohuhu acrylic paint markers, and those things are 3.5 years old, and they have served me well, but they're at the end of their life, I'm sorry to say. And so I was fighting with those the whole time. So, yeah, that part didn't come out as good as I would like. I did outline it and do all kinds of gel pens on top just to kind of unify it somewhat, but it's okay. I do really like, oh, right here's black glaze. It's all shiny. You can see the shine. I do like how it came out, and I did quite a few Halloween-y pages this time. So that is it. 20 pages. Very proud of myself. I just, I've had lots of extra time to do things. So It's been great. All right, well, that's it for now. I thank you for joining me. I appreciate your time. Hope you have a wonderful day. Live long and prosper. Bye-bye.